Fat grafting is becoming more and more popular in plastic surgery. We often use it in breast surgery to match up differences in breast size or to increase breast volume without having to use an implant. We can use it on a more small scale, even in the face, for example, also on the backs of the hands, because you lose fat in the backs of the hands when you get older. It's really like a filler, but it's your own tissue. The problem with fat grafting is it does take a certain amount of skill and expertise, and sometimes you need to have more than one session of fat grafting to achieve the volume that you want to get to. How does it work? Well, fat grafting is where you take fat from one part of the body and transplant it to another part of the body. It's your own fat, your own tissue, so it can't reject, but it could fail. Historically, people have tried just pasting a lot of fat from somewhere where it was in excess to somewhere where it was deficient. Now you're taking the fat out of the body, so it has no blood supply. It has no nutrition, and putting it back in. If you put a large amount of fat, no blood supply will grow into it overnight, so it tends to just die. So we have to keep the transplanted fat alive. And the way to do that is to transfer it and place it within healthy tissue, but in tiny amounts. Really, what I say is like threads a millimeter thick. Now, these are so thin that the diffusion of oxygen from the healthy tissue around the transplanted thread of fat is sufficient to keep it alive. And the body says, wow, what's this doing here? It's got no blood supply. So your own body will heal it and will grow blood vessels into the fat, even over a period of hours and days, until that fat has a new blood supply established from the place into which it is placed, and then it's alive again, it's part of you again, and it's like fat anywhere else in the body. Now, because you're putting threads, you can't put a huge amount, which is why it sometimes takes more than one go, depending on how much you need and where you're putting it. All that can be discussed with you at your consultation. But it's an exciting technique because it uses your own tissue, and once it's taken and you're satisfied, it's yours forever. We can do some types of fat grafting here for you in the clinic under local anesthetic as an outpatient.